Welcome everyone to a very special stream. It is Rocket League playoffs, baby. Round 1 of the ECAC Rocket League. Rocket League, I guess. Our Vandal varsity team is up against Rochester Institute of Technology. It's going to be a super fun time. I'm Bradical, joined here by Leaf.
Yeah, so last time when we went against Rochester in like the normal games, not the playoffs yet, we beat them, but it was 4-3. So this is it'll be a challenging way for the Vandals to start off the playoffs. But we have had a 6-1 win streak so far in this tournament, and so this Thursday we won't have a stream next Thursday because it's fall break. But this Thursday, today, I guess, it's the quarterfinals, I believe. Yeah, quarterfinals, and then the next time we stream, if the Vandals win this match, it'll be semifinals and then finals. So the Vandals might. I can't say for sure whether they'll end up in finals. I think we have a good chance this year. We've been playing really well, and I haven't really, because there have been off games where Vandals make different mistakes, but they've been pretty consistent throughout this entire season.
Yeah, the path is definitely there for the Vandals to try and cook something up, try and carve their way into this ECAC playoffs here. But it is very dependent on their play, because it seems like their play usually doesn't really shift around during a series. I feel like it's either all on that gas pedal or all on the brake. It's either or, but it's only a couple of times that it's been on that brake. For the most part, they have been cooking. I mean, it goes to show you that 6-1 record. Rochester, if you are curious, has a record of 4-3. One of those also being a forfeit win. So, but they've been competitive in like every match. I don't think they ever got 4-0. So that's something good.
Yeah, no, they're definitely a decent team, and I mean, they're in playoffs, so they'll naturally be better than a few of the other teams we've faced. But I think the Vandals have a good chance of winning this one. Like, it'll be a fight for sure, but I think we can probably come away with the win.
Yeah, but we do have to be kind of careful, because Rochester is coming in with a bit of vengeance, kind of, for us taking them down earlier on in the season. But here we are, game number 1 in this best of 7 series.
And it looks like the ball is already on the side of the Vandals. Logor is there to carry it away. He doesn't quite get the 50 he wants, and the Cade goes off the ceiling. KX knocks it away from their goal, and Knight kind of battles it out with Jimmy there. They're kind of running into each other.
Oh man, KX is in, so I assume, it's going to be Zachman out for Idaho. I don't know if he's just gone, but man, it's the save from Rochester on their own shot. Oh man, you definitely don't want to see that if you are attacking the goal with 2 demos on the side of Rochester.
That was an unfortunate play on their part, but they've been maintaining their offense so far. So if they can keep up this pressure, they might be able to score a goal on the Vandals right off the bat. But Logor gets a pretty decent shadow defense save there. And a few demos on the side of Rochester. Knight's going to get it around 1, but Jimmy clears it over to the side, straight to Forbesy. He's going to try to knock it in.
Oh, that was clean right there. He uses the car right there. What do you call this move when he hits the ground? Just a double tap, I guess?
Yeah, it's kind of like a ground double tap. That was a kind of ceiling goal as well.
Yeah, wow.
So off the ceiling, yeah. Very, very clean start from Rochester. We've seen some great offense on their part. So it'll definitely be a fight for the Vandals. Looks like Logor is going to receive that pass. Goes over to KX. The Cade gets the save, but KX goes off the wall. Cade can't catch up with it, and Jimmy's there, but Knight hits it all the way back to the Vandals' half. And Logor isn't quite able to follow up with it there. Cade has control, but Jimmy takes over. It's knocking center now, but Forbesy just manages to save it there. We've been seeing a lot of in past games we've been seeing a lot of offense from Jimmy. Like he's been a very offensively focused player, and I think he'll need to maintain that pressure for the Vandals to pull away with a win.
Yeah, there's a lot of times Jimmy just takes the ball himself dribbling, and there is a lot of good centers from Jimmy there. One, for example, just happened. Didn't get fully into the goal. Rochester doing a good job at hitting the ball away from center, but it just seems like Idaho doesn't really have fast follow-ups right now, and that's what's allowing Rochester to get it uncentered so fast.
Yeah, no, Rochester's definitely we've seen some aggression from them thus far, contributing to their goal. And the University of Idaho defense, it's been solid, but they just haven't had those follow-ups, and it lets Rochester take possession of that ball and continue to score these goals and get the shots on net, which is arguably the most important part, because you might have one shot, but you have to keep pressing in case those shots are saved. You have to stress out the defense, otherwise they're going to inevitably knock the ball away. Like in playoff levels like these, like the defense, they've been very good so far, and you need a lot of shots in order to get one in net, unless you have this really beautiful one. It looks like Vandal gets it over to Jimmy, brings it off the corner, centers it. Knight doesn't have enough boost to challenge, and Logor goes off the backboard. And KX, he went right off the side there, and it looks like Knight doesn't quite get it, but Rochester still knocks it away. They have, so far, the Vandals have been putting a lot more pressure on them since the first 30 seconds or minute of the game. The
putback by Jimmy right there. Oh man, there was a couple good shot attempts, just nothing fully lining up from the Vandals. Nice shot attempt from Logor, but Jimmy gets the rebound into that goal. And yeah, there was a couple like missed shots from Vandals, but they were doing exactly what you were saying, just putting a ton of shots, putting the pressure in on the goal, and a goal did come to tie up this game. 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, so we've had a very intense match one to start so far. We're tied up, and if things continue this way, we might have overtime, game one, in the first playoffs game. But it is single elimination, so if the Vandals lose this one, they are officially out of the playoffs. So it is important for them to pull away with this victory.
That was a crazy save. I think it hit the cross. Did it hit the car or the crossbar first?
I think someone just barely saved it away there.
Wow.
That was very intense. That was some good defense right there. Great save. The Vandals are lucky someone got back there in time and was able to clear that ball away. It's center now. Jimmy possibly fakes, possibly doesn't really have enough boost, and now Knight's taking control. He's going to try to knock it center. Logor had boost, but he's demoed, and now it's in front of the Vandal net. A double commit does successfully clear the ball into the center, and Jimmy's going to place one last one in!
Right before the game ends, Jimmy, thanks to KX with a nice wall pass, gets it right past on the left side of both defenders. They had no idea Jimmy was going to be able to get that ball to the left side of the goal. They were both banking on that right shot, and Jimmy gets it in. All the ball has to do now is to hit the ground for Vandals to win the first game, and yes, it does. Vandals take game number one.
Yeah, this was a very close match, and I'm definitely excited for the series to come. I don't think the University of Idaho will be able to fully sweep them. I think it'll be a challenge for them, which will be fun to see. It'll be fun to see all the different mechanics and the strategies that different teams use, and being able to comment on them is always fun.
Yeah, it seemed like the first minute or so of that match, Rochester actually had the advantage. They were just putting a lot more offensive pressure than what Vandals were doing. It was stuck on the Vandals side. But then once Vandals started to get it going, they really didn't stop. It was a lot of pressure the last 3 minutes from Idaho on that offense. So we'll see if that carries right on over to game number 2.
Now now. It looks like the ball was on the Vandals' half, but they have manages to clear it after the unfavorable kickoff, and now it's going center. Oh, Knight clears it away, but is stuffed, and now Forbes going to take it to the side. Logor takes over, and this could be a chance after a whiff.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad whiff right there. Definitely don't want to look at the film on that one. If you're Rochester, Logor just gets a nice, easy goal. Probably the easiest goal of this playoff series.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely a favorable start for the Vandals. I mean, Rochester can't really feel that good about it right now, but they're a good team. They have a chance. Like, the series is definitely not out of their grasp yet. And now Cade is going to try to take it center. Jimmy's got it. He clears it off the wall. He doesn't have boost though, so Knight steals it away from him. Quick follow-up from Knight there. Great mechanics and recovery. KX is going to knock it down. Cade knocks it center, but Jimmy's there to take over. He maneuvers it along the side, and the ball goes just above center, just a little bit off target, and now KX is going to try to hit it. Logor connects with it, knocking it center for Jimmy to take over, and he does. He might get the double tap off the backboard, but Knight is there to clear it away. Great defense so far in terms of Rochester, except for that one whiff, obviously. That was quite unfortunate for them.
Yeah, great defense, but I haven't seen a nice clean shot coming out of them recently. That was almost a goal, but good job from Vandal defense, pushing it on forward here into the half of Rochester. Shot on goal from Jimmy. Two defenders were there. Logor trying to bring it on up, but he is getting surrounded. That ball goes above KX. Jimmy is there for the save. It gets past Jimmy, but there's always another man there.
Logor, some great saves, great defense on the side of the Vandals. They had to zoom backwards in order to defend against these shots from Rochester. But Rochester is also, they've been picking up speed in the last 30 seconds. Like, they can still get this game.
Oh.
And KX has something to say about that.
Okay, KX, I see you. Dribbles it down here, and then, oh man, did he even touch it at the end there, or do you think he, like, fake touched it?
It was probably a fake. I think Knight was just awkward in net. It was kind of a hard shot to predict, so I think good moves on KX's part. I don't think it was that difficult for him, and it doesn't really matter if he would have hit that last shot or not, or that last touch or not. Like, it was just awkward on Knight's side. And now it looks like Jimmy's going to take it down. The brief offense that was in the Vandals' half just hasn't really pulled through. And in terms of, we're seeing the same problem that the Vandals had last match.
Man, that was such a good bounce pass. Just a little bit of a pass. Hey, here you go, buddy. Straight to Logor, who just bullets it into the top left corner with pinpoint accuracy.
Great precision, great shot there. But I think we've seen a lack of challenges on the side of Rochester. Like, the U of I has been a lot more aggressive this game, like they were the ending of last game. And Rochester, like, there hasn't been as many challenges on the ball for them. And it's been a little bit difficult for them to get possession and get the ball down out of their half.
All right, ball is hit on the side of Rochester. Idaho just keeping this pressure going. They don't care if they're 3-0. They want more. Rochester just trying to get on the board still. Bit of a mishit is going to open up the goal for Logor to come in flying. And, oh, man, Logor, he is playing with passion right now. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that was a great last touch. He got it around both defenders, so great placement, just like the last shot, so awesome. And it looks like Leaf SXS is saying what a goal and just demonstrating other support for the Vandals in the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Now Jimmy, he's going to try to pass it, but two members of Rochester hit it away from him. And, ooh, kind of a miss on the side of the Cade. It's kind of throwing off some of the Vandals' offense here. The ball's kind of been stuck in midfield. This could be a chance for Forbesy, but it's knocked away by Logor. And then, so Knight has to take control. He tries to get it around KX. It doesn't really work. Now Jimmy's going to head downfield. Cade knocks it away from him, and it's right off the crossbar, and Cade hits it in.
Yeah, there was no Vandal defenders behind Jimmy, who lost the ball. And, yeah, that's just going to be a free open goal to get that first goal on the board for Rochester there. They really trusted Jimmy to take that ball and dribble it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's quite good.
Oh,
so,
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
He's
quite
like, I'll
good.
make up for it.
Yeah, no, he's like, okay, you want to see good? Watch this. I can just knock it over all of your heads.
Oh my gosh. That man is a demon on the sticks right there. That's crazy. A little more than a minute to go in the match, but Rochester needs almost a miracle to win this game number 2. It has just been all Idaho this game, all on offense and especially on defense. Not really opening up much shots besides a couple coming out now. Rochester really needs to get one of those in, but can't, and instead Jimmy gets it in. Oh boy, it could be a Brazil right here, a 7-1 possibly, but Jimmy, man.
Wow.
Jimmy and Logor and KX, they're all popping off right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, we've seen some excellent passing plays on the side of the Vandals. We've also seen some great mechanics and plays. I think everyone on the Vandals seems locked in so far, except for that kind of first 2 minutes of match 1. They were kind of warming up maybe. But now, like, the mechanics for Jimmy, too.
Is this like 3 or 4 goals in a row for Jimmy? Oh, I guess 3. He only has 3 goals. But, man, it's like every time he just dribbles it in the air and there's not a defender to get there in time. He just gets past everything.
Yeah, U of I have been sweeping this game so far. And we'll see if Rochester has anything to counter that. Back pass to Cade, but it's a little bit awkward here. Jimmy takes it overnight, and he gets a free shot.
Oh, man. Yeah, Rochester, after this game, just has to go for a full mental reset. This is the type of game that ruins the mental straight off the bat. So, next game, in Game 3, you really got to try and reset that mental, get re-locked in, and play your best Rocket League.
Yeah, I think Rochester, they really need to get the ball away from the Vandals. The Vandals have been very aggressive this match, and it's paying off in their favor as long as they get back in time for the defense. And I think if Rochester were to improve anything, they have to get those follow-ups. They have to get solid possession of the ball so they can get it out of their half.
Yeah, it seems like when they do get possession, they have possession for like maybe like going for a play or something.
Yeah.
And then they don't really get that repossession after Vandals hit the ball away. So, yeah, definitely got to work on that time of possession. Just play safe with the ball. Make sure, maybe like pass it a bit more so Vandals can't read. Yeah, it is going to be tough coming from that 8-1 loss, but it is 2-0 in favor of Idaho, so good start for Idaho.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't remember the order of the games last time against Rochester, but I want to say it was a difficult match for us. Like, I don't think any of our games we carried away like we just did this last one. It was a lot more close. So it might just be an off day for Rochester, or they might just need to log in a little bit.
Yeah.
So Forbesy has a chance right off the kickoff, but the shot goes wide there, and he's going to try to knock it center. We've been seeing some good stuff from Forbesy. Like, he's been a consistent player normally. He just can't really, like, he hasn't really been getting those shots on net. He can get those passes, and it seems like he's been doing a good job challenging, and with those mechanics, he just can't really...
Oh, that was nice from Zachman. Oh, Zachman, surprise, surprise, is in the match. Oh, that was a mistake from Cade right there. It was literally drifting like a tumbleweed in front of the goal. All you had to do was just tap it in.
Yeah,
you don't get many opportunities like that. You got to make the most out of them. And speaking of opportunity, Jimmy has the ball, which is usually an opportunity, but Knight gets it from Jimmy, which was a bit harder than last game.
Yeah, now Cade's going to clear it to the corner. Things were looking dangerous for Rochester, but if they can make a great save like Forbesy and follow it up so they don't get scored on by Zachman. He was just there lying in wait. Zachman's plays have been, he's been a very teamwork sort of player, power of friendship kind of thing. Like, he really connects those passes, and it seems like he's always there when he needs to be.
Yeah, he just got into the game, only played a minute of Rocket League, and has already shown his impact with the first goal on the side of Vandals. Nice demo from Jimmy that could stop this offense a little bit once they get past Knight, and indeed they do. Two of Idaho is just a bit ahead of that ball. Knight!
Zachman makes another great save. It looks like Logor was just about ahead of them, so once Knight fully came in and got it over Logor, Zachman could follow it up. Nice stuff from Logor there. He knocks it to the side of Rochester. It's a little bit dangerous for them, a whiff from Forbesy there. Their defense has been looking increasingly awkward in these games. Like, they've still had good clears, like they're decent on their own, but I think the defenders, they've been kind of tripping over each other. So they're going to have to make more plays like that one. It looks like the Vandal in net was just slammed out of goal, just bullied out of there.
Yeah, that was perfect right there. Forbesy, Forbesy scored the goal right there, or what? One of them did. They had a blocker in the front and then the dribbler behind. Good bumping from the front man right there. And that demo is going to set up Jimmy for a nice quick goal. Rochester, they tied it up, but now it's already back in Idaho's favor.
Yeah, that was a quick, snappy reply from the University of Idaho. They're like, "You want a goal? That's fine. We'll get 2, and 3, maybe 4 along there. We can do it. We can do all of it." And it looks like Jimmy went for a third there. He couldn't quite get it. Forbesy knocks it into the net. Zachman with 0 boost comes with the save. Cade knocks it in, but Jimmy takes the save from Knight. He takes the shot away from him. It almost looked like it was certainly going in, but that one is, and it's tied up again, 2-2.
It was elite defense, and then we missed the ceiling shot right here. Zachman just not reading the bounce shot at the end fully correct. But yeah, Rochester, if you keep putting up shots like that, one of them is bound to go in, and that's what has that's been the pattern with their goals. It's a lot of shots in a row until there is just a hole in the Vandals defense that they can get through. And now it's all tied up. Rochester really wanting the lead. They just want to taste it. But before they do, they have to deal with Logor coming in hot with Zachman as well to pinch into the goal. Oh, man. Every time Rochester gets a goal, Vandals just one up them.
That was a crazy pinch there. Those are very hard to pull off, especially in game. And it takes a lot of practice and communication and coordination. So great team play from Zachman and Logor over there. Logor's going to take it to the side now, knock it around one of... Oh, it looks like Forbesy and Knight are kind of running into each other there. We've been seeing a lot of awkwardness on the side of Rochester, and it's improved somewhat, but it looks like... Yeah, it's improved a little bit, but they're still kind of... They're not on the level of the Vandals yet. Forbesy's going to try to change that, trying to hit it in net. Zachman gets the save, and Forbesy tries to follow it up, but can't quite do it. Cade is going to try to challenge over here. Knight takes over. It looks like Knight actually changed his car from an Octane to... I don't know. There's so many cars that look like the Dominus. I don't think it's the Dominus, but I think it's something. It looks like Jimmy's going to try to clear it that way. Dangerous for the Vandals, but Zachman comes away with the save there. Zachman always gets the saves in this sort of game. Like, he's always, in terms of defense, he's usually right where he needs to be. He's a very consistent player.
Yeah, and sometimes that's what you need, a consistent player on that team just to be that glue that sticks together. He's been all over the map. Goals, defense, just look at his stats, for instance. But less than a minute to go. Rochester really needs to get a goal going. They need to try and set up a play on offense. Put that pressure on Knight. Bring it to the goal.
Oh, that
Zach
was so
Man,
close.
the consistent legend himself, is there again. He's everywhere. And while you're looking for Zach Man, there's Logor with a shot on goal.
Yeah, he just went off the crossbar there. That was quite close, and now he might be coming in to try again. And, oh, just barely saved away by Forbesy, knocked over Jimmy's head. And this could be a chance, but Zachman is back there again and comes away with the save. And Knight's going to try, but it might be futile, and it might get the Vandals up to match point here. And Logor just seals the deal, trapping Rochester into unnecessary reverse sweep to win.
That was such a good pass at the end right there. That was so clean. It was perfectly passed to where no defenders were able to get there. And the only person able to get there in time was Logor. Just brilliant. And as we were talking about Zach, man, he got like 3 goals in that final minute. Just was all the defense for the Vandals.
Yeah,
man.
100%. Yeah, no, Zachman, we haven't seen him play recently, actually, because the last stream that we have, I believe, was last week we actually watched Varsity play against JV because one of the other teams actually canceled and forfeited, so we kind of automatically won that one. And so Varsity played against JV, but before that we played in the CECC tournament, not last Saturday, but the Saturday before that. And that was really fun. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the next one, but we didn't see Zachman in that game or in the Thursday game before it. So we haven't seen a lot of him lately. So it's exciting to watch him get back into the action and get all these good plays and goals.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate we didn't make the playoffs in the CECC, but our Vandals team right now is showing that they want to be in some sort of playoff tournament right here and show that they can be competitive, very competitive. But Forbesy is here getting the ball around a couple Vandals, but no one else was really there to help him support with that goal. Yeah,
it looks like Rochester, their offense is picking up a little bit. They've definitely had some good goals and good shots. A great shot from Knight, placing it in the upper left corner. He just came up there, just zooming out of midfield. Great shot. He got it right before one of the Vandals did. And that places 1 on the board for Rochester and nothing for the University of Idaho.
Yeah, it's got to feel good for Rochester, starting the game off not in the wrong foot. And Knight is trying to continue this pattern, but Idaho with some good defense gets the ball on out of there and onto the side of Rochester. KX wanting to try and center this, gets it past 1, but Forbesy is there. Forbesy is really good at these 50-50s and clears on the ball. I'd definitely say one of the stronger defenders for Rochester.
Yeah, and Zachman's going to try to hit up pass to KX. It goes off the crossbar for Knight, and that's going to be a missed shot opportunity, and Jimmy's going to carry it downfield to an open net. It looks like Rochester pushed up just a little bit too far there.
Yeah, you can't be whiffing like that against Jimmy. Jimmy just breaking axles everywhere he goes and ties up the game.
Yeah, and it looks... Once again, we've had a very quick reply from the University of Idaho. We'll see if Rochester can continue with their aggression.
That was so close from Jimmy right there.
Yeah, he nearly got that. Another kind of whiff from the Cade. It was a difficult reaction time, so I don't think it was necessarily reflecting of his skill or necessarily a whiff. Now Knight takes over, trying to bring it down field, but it's still the University of Idaho. They're just here to challenge almost every single time. We haven't seen some great follow-ups from Rochester. We'll see if they can make something out of this right here, though. Jimmy seems a little awkward with the ball. Knight does too. And it looks like Forbesie's going to try to back pass it. Zachman almost puts it in, but Cade gets there just in time. Now he's going to try to get it over KX. He doesn't really succeed. It's a really awkward save there for the U of I. But they do manage to come away with no shots and no goals on their net.
Yeah, Idaho's struggling with boosts right now. They've been on pretty low boosts for like the past 30 seconds on defense here. It's just all that pressure coming from Rochester. They don't have time to get those boosts, but KX going down the field with a shot on goal. It is going to get easily defended, but Zachman with the putback and tons of shots coming out of Idaho, but some great defense from Rochester.
Yeah, we've seen a few good shots from Jimmy and from KX, but Rochester has successfully cleared them away. And we've had a couple missed shots from the U of I as well. Like the Vandals, a few of their shots have gone off the side or off the crossbar. It looks like Zachman's going to try to connect with KX. He can't quite do it. And Jimmy is going to take over and try to dribble it downfield. He has the boost to do so, but he kind of bumps a little there. It looks like KX is going to take over. Forbesy streaking into the air. Zachman gets their first pass over to Jimmy on the wall, who's going to go for the double tap and off the crossbar, barely in.
Yeah, I think Jimmy spends more time in the air than he does on the ground in this car game right here. Clean double tap hits the crossbar, and it bounces in a good way. Usually when you hit the crossbar, it usually doesn't end up good, but that time it ended up great for Jimmy, giving Vandals the lead. It is series point. Rochester, if they want to stay in playoffs, they need to get a goal in very soon.
Yeah, no, there's still 1 minute left, which makes it likely, but with these passing plays from the Vandals and their amazing offense, Rochester is going to have a difficult time if they don't start getting those passes and getting those follow-ups, especially like getting someone to quickly challenge the ball. They're starting to do it now. They've had some decent offense, and Cade steals it away from Jimmy, and Knight hits it back down to the Vandal half. They're going to try to center it here, but the ball is knocked away, but the players have been able to keep it in the half of the Vandals, but they've been getting shots too, but they haven't been able to get past the Vandal defense.
Yeah, 20 seconds remaining, and it's on the side of Rochester here. Idaho really trying to seal the deal in this game. If they get a goal here, it's basically over. Rochester hitting it on the side of Vandals. Couple seconds left. The ball is up in the air. All it has to do is touch the ground for Idaho to close this out in a 4-0 fashion.
Looks like Zachman's going to try to hit it. Oh, the U of I is they're trying to go for one more. They're trying to keep the ball up, and it hits the ground, and the U of I are officially qualifying for the semifinals of the playoffs of ECAC. And Rochester, sadly, has to go home after this.
And we were talking about this before the game, whether Idaho is going to play with their foot on the gas or on the brake, and they came full gas. This is probably one of the best they've looked.
Yeah. No, this game, aside from a few mess-ups in like the first few matches, they were looking solid this game. Like they were getting goal after goal, and Rochester was fumbling a little bit too. So, I mean, it's not entirely University of Idaho prowess, but they were looking really good today. Especially Zachman. I think he was one of the, like, Jimmy got a lot of goals, but Zachman was getting those saves, and I think if I had to rate one MVP for this, it would be Zachman once he joined.
Yeah, and I think he only played 2 out of the 4 matches, but he made his impact. But I'd also highlight Jimmy because he had so many solo goals. It was crazy. Like, so many, like, double tap goals, so many, like, going at it in the air. And Logor had himself a very nice game, game 1.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing all the replays of the Vandal goals here. There have been some great saves, but as we can see, there's always just a Vandal to follow it up. And when they do get scored on, it's because of those passing and demo plays from Rochester that Rochester just wasn't really, they didn't have these plays consistently. And when you're up against the Vandals and their passing plays, like you really need to start getting into that strategy instead of just like survival mode kind of thing.
Yeah, and we did see one of the replays here, that pinch shot. That's got to be my favorite goal of the
I
game.
think that was insane. That was some great teamwork there. And, like, you could see them trying to set it up. And I think Rochester knew they were trying to set it up. But it was the connection of the power of friendship between Logor and Zachman is inevitable in that circumstance.
Power of friendship prevailed. Yeah. Idaho moving on forward. But you want to know what helps me move forward? Monster Energy helps me move forward through the day. Rain, snow, nighttime, daytime, it doesn't matter. I'll have energy, and if I need to get something done, crack a monster, and it gets done. It's magic. It just gets done like that. Super fast as well. Super fast effects. Speaking about super fast, Ziply Fiber. Oh man, if you want super fast fiber optic internet for very cheap, go to www.ziplyfiber.com/students, and there are plans as low as $10 a month for college students. Great opportunity. Make sure to take advantage of it. But other than that, Idaho is going to be moving forward in a 4-0 fashion in playoffs round 1.
Once again, they have been defying our expectations and predictions. Like we said, it would be a tough series. They swept it like it was nothing. So great job on behalf of the Vandals, and we'll see you not next week, but the week after for the semifinals. And we don't know who our opponent yet is, but we'll make sure to update you next stream.
Yeah, make sure to tune into our Overwatch stream, which is later on tonight. But other than that, like Leaf said, we will see you guys not next week, but next playoff match.